Welcome back to F-Body Garage. In this video, we're going to be continuing the build series on my 81 Trans Am. We're going to be installing Nitrous, installing a 4th gen Trans Am, throttle cable, 2-fit, and LS swap 2nd gen Trans Am, putting together a cold air intake, and just putting together all the little odds and ends to get this thing to the point to where we can start it. We're waiting on a couple things to be able to start it. One is the exhaust. Technically we could start it without the exhaust, but the exhaust will be here soon. And then fuel system. So we ordered a fuel system from Chris 1313. We're going to be converting the 2nd gen fuel tank to fit a 4th gen Trans Am fuel pump module. That'll be coming in the next video. Yeah, we're just going to be getting everything ready up to, everything done that we can do outside of the fuel system and the exhaust, and then that'll be in the next video, and hopefully everything will be here on time and we can start it up in the next video. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, so let's make this thing real quick. Oh no, that's not the right one. Damn it. This is for the with the collar. Son of a... Okay. Well, that ain't gonna work. I was like, wait a minute, why is there an O-ring? Oh yeah. You ordered the wrong thing. All right, so then, I gotta go pick it up. I am not getting a lot done this week. Okay. Thank God we got speed shops around here. Okay. Whatevs. Get in there. Okay. I gotta put another hole here, tighten this down, ground this out. All right. Will you fit through that hole? Yeah. Well, that's good. This is going to be fun to do with no help. It's going to get caught on everything all the way in. I am sure of it. Woo! There we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the right sound. Okay, boom, right there. Yeah, I like it. I like it. That doesn't look too bad. Right there, like that. Just a little bit on the end there. There we go. That's the sound. A little bouncy. I don't know about that. I'll look into that later. And then I ain't worried about you yet. We still got to wire the whole nitrous system up. I just want to run the lines to the trunk. All right, so now I got to pop that off, pull that back, and let me get a screwdriver. Probably need to leave this open because still got to do fuel sender wires. Might be able to do that without. Okay. Take the stuff apart. Yeah, and then this slides right out, of course. No problem. All right, so the plan is, I could hide a lot of this back in there, bring this out up there, and then I really just need to take T-tops out and put those somewhere for a second. Also bought a carpet to cover the whole damn thing, so it doesn't look like just kill mat everywhere. Figure out the placement of this stuff real quick. That goes in the front. try to do the most now. All right, so if I put these back here, and I gotta make room for the T-tops is the other thing. Kind of look cool in these little cubbies. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit further up. It's gonna be too hard to do that way. Let me figure out how I wanna mount this. I have this come up here. It would have to go. Maybe. Yeah, it'll be fine. That'll be fine. Then I can pull those up once those are bolted down. I gotta change the gauge port on that one. So both the gauges pointing this way. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna run the vent. I need to be able to, I'll put the T-tops in here and then point this down. The problem is it's going to point right at, I'll probably have to put the tube aimed up there. I don't want to point right at the fuel tank because there's not enough room for a washer. It's not like it really truly matters anyway. It's not under torque. So you're going to end up going like that. All right, that. All right, cool. So that's all mocked up. So now we know that all fits. So let's get the other side done. It's gonna be on the inside back. Right up against the frame. Nah, that'll work. That's good. I'm not bolting any of this down yet because we're still gotta put the carpet in. I'm gonna have to pull all this back out, so. Okay, in there. Oh, thank God. All right, 2 nitrous bottles and still got room for the T-tops. Do the gas pedal real quick while this thing's on the ground. Figure this pedal out. Probably gonna have to cut that out a little bit or wallow out that hole a little bit. Slack that we have. A little too much. So I'm gonna have to bend that back a little bit. All right, let's start with the pedal on the inside. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to wallow this hole out a little bit to make sure that goes all the way in. Then I gotta bend this back slightly because it'll work, but there's a tiny bit of slack there I gotta get out. Come on. Get there. Get on there, okay. Yeah. Alright, that's on. And just to be clear, like I talked about this in one of the other episodes, but that gas pedal is a 4th gen Trans Am gas pedal. Yeah. See what that looks like on the inside, if we have enough slack. Perfect. Okay, cool. That'll work there. Now we're gonna make it work here. Actually, now that I pulled that back, there's even less slack there. But yeah, if I could bend that back just ever so freaking slightly. Let's bend this guy back. I gotta cut this back and bend these back a little bit. Why is it always the worst possible angle that I put myself into with these fucking things, man? It really needs to be like right there. It's pretty far back, actually. It might be a little bit further back than I wanted to go. All right, let's see. Where are you? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I can shove that in there. Okay, so in that case, let's go ahead and give this a little paint. All right, it should be dry enough. Now let's see if that's going to be a problem down here on the pedal. Ugh. Are you tight? Yeah, works. Cool, okay, that works. All right. Figure out where we gotta cut this to make this all work. Wow! Get out. All right, you're gonna end up here. Close enough. Okay, let's figure this thing out. See if we are in the right spot now. Are we still off? No, we're not. Okay, so that could possibly fit. There we go. All right, that's on. So that's going to do it for this episode. We got a lot done. We got a lot of the little stuff done. In order to start this thing up, we need the fuel system and the exhaust. That'll be here this week. Hopefully everything shows up early and we can get this thing started up in the next video. That's the plan anyway. We still have to wire in all the nitrous, but obviously that's not important as far as starting the car up. So we're gonna do the fuel system, do the exhaust, start it up, get it running, make sure everything's good, and then we'll continue. We'll do, an episode with the nitrous. Also in the next episode, we will be installing NASCAR-inspired exhaust boom tubes. We're basically going to do our take on what we think you would have to do in order to make the aftermarket ones sound like actual NASCAR boom tubes, or as close as you can get without taking them apart and adding some of the things that are missing. We're going to fabricate some stuff and try to get it to sound as close to NASCAR boom tubes as you can without actually buying, the real thing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you stayed to the end. If you did, we appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment. Be glad to talk to you, and we'll see you on the next one.